Yo, are you someone that wants to lose weight or make some gains? If you do, you're in the right place. So today I'm going to be talking about how I was able to retain most of my muscle mass and lose about 20 pounds of fat in the last 16 weeks. So I started my cut all the way from January 1st, 2025 to about now, May 7th, 2025. So without further ado, let's get started. So the very first thing I did was just calculate my maintenance calories. So how I did that was I just plugged in my height, weight, age, and also my level of activity on Google, just on a calorie calculator, and that just gives you your maintenance calories. From your maintenance calories, just drop it by about 300 calories per day, and that will be your cutting weight. So that'll help you lose about 1 pound a week. I say 300, but if you're working out regularly, I think you'll reach that 500 point, because usually you need to lose 3,500 calories a week in order to lose 1 pound of fat or 1 pound of weight. And this 300 is just as sufficient, because if your activity level is really high and you're building some muscle, your metabolism is just gonna go up anyways. So I think 300 is about enough. My maintenance calories were about 23 to 2,400. I would eat about 2,000 and sometimes even 1,900, or sometimes 2,300 as well. So just navigate throughout the week. So the very first thing you have to do is just calculate your maintenance calories. So along with your maintenance calories in this bracket, you're also gonna be looking at your macros. So in terms of macros, I didn't really emphasize anything except for my protein. So when I say protein, I was aiming for about 1 to 1.2 grams per pound of body weight. If I'm 160, I'm aiming for about 160 grams of protein to about 180 grams of protein. You don't want to go too high, because if you're in like the 220s, 230s, your protein is just going to be converted into carbs for energy. And when that process happens, it releases nitrogen in your bloodstream as well. And when your kidneys are getting rid of nitrogen, it actually hurts the kidneys. So it's very important to not go too high, because you don't need to. And protein's expensive, like getting all those supplements, eating chicken all the time, all this stuff is expensive. So might as well just be ideal with about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Make sure not to go too low either. I know some person was just talking to me and they were telling me how they were going 0.8 grams to about 1 gram of protein per kilogram of body weight. And that's not sufficient at all. That's not gonna help you recover. So 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. All right, just lock that in your head, and that's the only macro you're gonna calculate. The rest, just eat healthy and eat a variety of foods and stay below your maintenance calories. It'll start melting off, I promise. So the second thing I want you to do is just work out 4 to 5 times a week. And this is just healthy for you. It's really good for your longevity. It's really good for increasing muscle mass through strength training, because if you have more muscle, the more faster your metabolism is, the more you can enjoy junk food, the more you can actually enjoy eating more as well, because you're gonna be feeding your muscles. So I think working out 4 to 5 times a week, this does not mean that you have to work out 2 hours a day. Please don't be one of those gym bros. Don't try to destroy your muscles, because that's not benefiting you. All you gotta do is stimulate them and optimally recover them. And just like all I did was 40 minutes a day. I would go about 5 to 6 times a week. I used to post it on Instagram as well. So just 40 minutes a day. I would just do some mobility stuff in the beginning, about 5 minutes of that, and then I would just go into superset workouts for strength training. This does not mean that I was just focusing on hypertrophy. I was actually doing strength training where I was lifting heavy too, but just enough for me to really control. It wasn't too heavy where I would just risk the chance of an injury. So yeah, those things you can balance out, and just 40 minutes a day, that's all you need, not more than that. Just to piggyback here, one of the things that I was lucky with was I was able to run and play ball consistently, like about 2 times a week as well. So the days that I actually played ball or ran, I would add about 300 to 400 calories of food. So this could mean add whatever you want, extra chicken breast, add some more rice you want, add some eggs in the morning, do whatever, do peanut butter sandwich, whatever you want. So you can play around that way as well. So number 3 is to build a damn system. Yes, you calculated your calories. Yes, you're going to the gym all the time, but without a system, this will not be sustainable. Because the unfortunate truth is, in the beginning, you'll have a lot of motivation, and that will get you through the first week or even maybe the first couple days. But after that, you're probably gonna burn out. It happened to me multiple times where I would have so much motivation and I would just make my meals on the go and eat them, enjoy them, get my workouts in right away. However, couple days later, I wouldn't come home till about 8 p.m. So I wouldn't be cooking until 8. And then guess what? I would just order out and eat out like every day for the next 3-4 days and waste my whole week of highly motivated progress. So build a system. That's how you're gonna actually sustain all these gains and sustain the weight that you lost off for a long period of time. So in terms of building a system, you can do meal prep. That's what I did. Every Sunday and every Wednesday, I would meal prep with my fiance. This would include about 3 to 4 meals. We usually did chicken breast with rice and a couple things like that. I would even throw some dumplings in there just because, like, you know, add some little bit of flavor. Things like that. Play around with your food as long as you're maintaining it under a certain calorie limit, and also as long as you're getting your protein in. So build a system, and then also you can have cheat days as well. So Saturday and Sunday was mostly meal prep, but Saturday and Sunday, like, I would still go out and eat or order in from Uber Eats and just have a nice meal at home with fiance. So remember, just build a system, have fun during the process. All right, now number 4, please, please, please do not deprive yourself. If you think that one day of eating about 1,000 calories or less than even 1,000 calories or just starving yourself all day is going to be beneficial in the long run, especially if you want to eat but you're just depriving yourself, it's probably not. It's not sustainable. The next day, you're probably gonna go into some refeed syndrome where you're gonna eat more than 3,500 calories. So 3,500 plus that 1,000 that you just had, that's 4,500 in total. So 2,250 a day. And so you're basically at maintenance now. So, and it could have been worse where, let's say you have the refeeding day and then after that, you just don't wanna go back into dieting. So it's just not healthy. Don't deprive yourself. You're hurting your hormones, you're hurting your motivation, you're hurting your mindset, you're hurting your growth hormone, you're hurting your testosterone, all of that good stuff. So if you wanna make gains, don't deprive yourself. Number 5, please have fun. So what I mean by this is when my fiance came back from Vegas, we ended up doing 4 cheat days in a row where we're just ordering out. The reason we did this is because I knew right when I'm going back to work, I had those 4 days off. When I go back to work, I'm gonna be back on my routine. We're gonna do meal prep the day before anyways, and that routine will be sustainable for about 10 days. So if I do 4 days of cheat meal, it doesn't really matter. So I had a lot of fun during the process. We would order dosa, we would order hamburgers, we would order bubble tea all the time. It was a vibe, you know, and that, I think that binge eating like 4 days, not even binge eating, I'm not saying like I'm eating 4,000 calories a day. I'm just saying it was like fun. 2,500 to 3,000 calories of junk food was fun. And I would totally do it again, and I still do it all the time, and I'm still making gains and losing weight. So have fun, okay? Lastly, number 6, this is a marathon, it's not a race. Build your sustainable systems, build your sustainable habits, and then your future self in about 2 years will completely thank you for it, just because you had fun during the process, you were in the moment, you enjoyed your meals, you enjoyed cooking your meals, you enjoyed eating out and tasting different flavors or different cultural foods. Like, this is life. Like, you can't just be tunnel visioned and forget that this is very complex. Life is very complex. So enjoy yourself, tailor it to you, whatever you like, do it to you. And yeah, just enjoy the process. And these are a couple tips on losing weight. And I also have videos of basically how I work out 40 minutes a day and how I actually superset everything. Just so if you want to look at, like, if you're really busy and you don't really have time to work out, you can look at those videos and just get those workouts in within 40 minutes. So I'll see you in the next video. Next video is going to be about longevity and basically the things that I do for longevity. So thank you for watching, and I really appreciate your time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.